we looked at was this idea of expanding forwards and backwards. So if someone's grabbing your wrists and someone's standing in front of you here holding your wrists, and someone's standing behind you here with a hand on your spine, there's an expansion forwards and backwards, but it's not a muscular expansion. It's what you might think of as an energetic expansion. So when we're standing shoulder width apart, let's leave the legs out of this for the moment. They'll come in soon. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift your hands up in front of you. Oh, sorry, 2 seconds. Let's just do lift the shoulders, pull back, and then align. Outside edge of the shoulders aligning with the outside edge of the hip. Now, when you lift your hands forwards, don't pull your shoulders out of that alignment. Don't pull them forwards. So now the outside alignment, I've even lent to demonstrate there, which is probably unnecessary, but now the outside edge is no way near over the hip. So we need, there's a socket in your shoulder. The head of the humerus goes in, it goes into the socket. What you don't want to do is when you bring your arms forward is to pull, sort of feel like you're pulling the head of the humerus out of the socket and forwards. We need it to rotate in the socket, just to rotate. So the torso is not going to do very much at all. We'll get there in a bit. So we get, because this is where the Peng aspect comes in. So there you are, you've done lift and you've found the correct place for your shoulders to settle. You just rotate within the shoulder sockets and lift your hands up. Now, when you lift your hands up, you might have felt your neck coming into play a little bit there. A little bit of, oh, something's going on here. Two things take place here. When you lift your hands up, something has to happen at the back, doesn't it? I mean, that was you feeling your neck. If you did feel it, that's your neck having to do something else because some weight is going up in front of you. So this is where the Peng aspect comes in on the forwards and backwards aspect of this exercise. And the other thing you may feel is because your arms weigh, what, 18 pounds or something like that on average, your weight is now going to have gone forwards because the weight of the arms, so you have to keep the weight in the center of your foot approximately. There are some variations on where you put the weight here, but for the moment, let's just keep it in the middle. So here you go, you align your shoulders. And then you lift up and just observe your neck. Don't try and do too much with it. Observe it. And you're into the forward back position. Energetically, I mean. Okay. Now then, we're going to come out of that. So come back down again. Now, if you felt something going on in your neck, and when I say neck, I really mean down between, from the top of the neck down to between the shoulder blades, actually. When your arms lift, you now need to use that sensation that you've got in the back there, because just be very conscious of what's going on in your spine. So again, align. Okay, off we go. Now then, okay, so I can feel something going on. So now what I do is I feel like someone there is pushing me there, and I feel like I'm stopping them from pushing me onto my toes. At the same time, someone is on my wrists and they're trying to push me onto my heels. So I stop that happening as well. So I've got somebody at the front, somebody at the back, and I feel like I'm pushing backwards very, very gently, and pushing is not a good word here. It's just a feeling of not allowing them to push. And so I'm pushing somebody forwards, but I'm not actually pushing, I'm not allowing them to push me backwards. Okay, now just bring your hands down again. So this starts to tie in with the next aspect of this exercise, which is you need your spine to feel like it's lengthening down and up. So what you do here is, we can start this off without any arms at all, because it's a good way to do it. So again, align. And this is all stuff that we've had in the past in various formats, so I'm just going to repeat it. And all you do is you stand there with your legs straight, don't bend them, and you drop your bum on the floor. I want you to feel as though the whole buttocks, pelvis, everything is actually settling and resting on the floor, and possibly even spreading like a pancake. Yeah, worrying concept, but see if you can do it. Now, this is the downward aspect. This is the song aspect of this. Song, S-O-N-G, sung or song, meaning a settling, a relaxing, a relaxation, a grounding, a letting go. Okay, so everything is letting go in your pelvis. You feel like you're maybe spreading across the floor. Stop gripping your buttocks up. Okay, so the worrying image here today is that you actually feel like you're sitting down on the loo, on the toilet, and you're about to have a crap, in effect. How does it feel inside you when you do that? So when you're sitting there, you actually relax internally inside your pelvis, really. You relax, so you loosen, and that's what we want here. We want the feeling of loosening. So you get exactly the same feeling you have when you want to go to the loo. Okay, now that's the lower part. Everything's settling, everything's letting go. But we need the other side as well. By itself, this is useful, but not actually very good for prolapses and stuff like that. So what you need is, you need a rising to go on as well. So basically, yes, this does happen, this settles, but at the same time, you have to do something with your neck. So we get the head in the right position, and this is where the African woman carrying, the picture of someone carrying a vat of water on their head, or all those countries where they do that. It's not just Africa, I believe. So what you do is you feel like the spine is not being crushed downwards, you're supporting something. Now, there's a crucial difference between trying to lift your spine up at the top and trying to just support something on top. And the difference is, one, where you actually start physically trying to overstretch. And you try, you stand there, do it, whatever you like with your legs, doesn't matter. So you're really pushing something up. You're pushing something up. Now, to do that, if you just keep doing that for a few seconds, you can feel loads of other muscles being involved. Now, but not in a good way necessarily. They're trying to do the stretch for you. In other words, you are trying to use muscles to do something that is actually physically impossible for a muscle to do, because a muscle by its very nature is contractive. It shrinks. That's the nature of it. Relaxation means the muscle's been allowed to undo. So we have to do this through relaxation only. But if you feel like you're actually there, okay, get your head in the right place, weightless. Now feel like you're supporting some massive vat of water on your head. You're not trying to push it up, you're merely stopping it from pushing you down. And now, whilst you're there, just relax here, song here on the lower part of the body. Let go your buttocks, let go the pelvis completely. Try and release inside the pelvis like we've discussed. Keep flicking between the two, checking out what's going on. Now, in that position, keep the weight in the middle of your feet and it will move because your hands are now going to lift. Rotate the arm in the shoulder socket. What's going on in your back? Someone's pushing you very gently on your back. Support them. Don't let them push you. Someone's pushing you on the front. Don't let them push you. But you are not pushing anybody. And this is how to hold two aspects of the Peng feeling that takes place within the body. Peng is like an expansion from the middle of your whole body. And just lower your arms. What you'll actually find is the Peng feels like it's centered here. It can feel like it's centered here, or a connection to two. But generally speaking, you'll find that it seems to work more from here. But perhaps that's because when we do the bending of the legs, you'll find that this starts to operate more. It takes more of a sort of more of an important role in the exercise. So very well worth practicing this, by the way. It's one of those exercises very good for the heart, and it's also very good for the lungs. And it's one of those exercises that will pay benefits over a prolonged period of time. Nothing's here is going to be instant in this exercise, but your general health will improve considerably, and it starts to do repair work within your own body. So if you've got a lung issue, it will start to work on the lungs, or if you know, kidneys, liver, whatever. It's all about internal stuff going on here we're looking at.